I'm a Brooklyn nigga anyhow.
I'm your boy, Ben Stylos. To my right, Rachel. To my left, Jack and welcome to episode 35 of the 2 to 1 show.
Very good, very good, very good.
What up, everybody? Haven't lost the beat, sir. What's going on? Check in. Lady Rachel.
Always talking shit, so I gotta just play my jam. This is gonna be the song of the summer. I don't care what nobody says.
Song of the summer. We didn't make a prediction on Song of the Summer last year.
Yeah, this is my song. Yeah. Well, ooh, yeah, calladita.
And this is Bad Bunny featuring
Taini. It's called Calladita. Calladita, but that's quiet girl, right?
Calladita, yeah, she's like
She's
quiet.
a quiet girl, innocent girl. So he's saying she's an innocent girl, but when she goes to have sex, she's very daring. Especially when she smokes and she drinks. My kind of bitch.
Que puta.
Puta el cuarto.
Bro, this shit sounds trash to me. I'm just saying off of first impression.
Dope.
Don't ever compare this to Press. Don't ever compare this to anything Cardi.
Listen, Rachel, who doesn't really listen to reggae.
By the way, Cardi's video dropped today.
Yeah, I did like that.
Go watch Press.
I said at the end of the day, I don't know what song's gonna be the song of the summer per se, but I think.
But you came with a good
I
idea.
think currently right now,
2 to
song
1.
of the summer right now is No Guidance.
Right now, yeah.
Chris Brown and
Yeah, but you knew that it was Chris Brown and
Yeah, we
Drake.
did say
You know
that.
what? You
I
got
think
shitting on my Calladita.
Listen.
Validity.
Yeah.
By the end of the summer, I think we will have a good 2 to 1 summer.
I think we should do it by like July 20th or something like that.
That's not the end of the summer, right?
August 1st, something like that. One whole
Yeah,
month.
maybe like August, close towards like Labor Day.
Well, Ludo's like my song. Calladita, Bad Bunny featuring Taini.
I liked it, and I needed a translator, and I liked it.
Dope. All right. Well, now we got that shit out the way.
Trash. A lot of things have been has been being talked about in the streets. One of the things we are gonna refrain to is the fact that there's a lot of Ebola cola and all kinds of crazy stuff coming out of the Dominican Republic. I just had to mention that because I got people now who are going to Dominican Republic.
What was the other one? Was that the Sprite Good Night? The Good Night Sprite?
I don't know what they got. But I do also know that them motherfuckers got 90% off on Groupon on flights to DR right now. And I know a lot of stupid motherfuckers who are going, so I gotta let y'all know. So please be careful. I love y'all. 2 to 1's there to support y'all.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls trying to bring up with their man selling them on trips. Yeah, babe, can't go over there. Oh, you going for a bachelor party? Can't go, so you don't come back. But let's get that shit out the way. Let's get into our first segment.
What's going on?
You guys don't know by now.
Streets.
It's to the street segment. So if you don't know, if you haven't heard, Meek Mills just came out and just is now the co-owner of the Lids Corporation, which Lids is responsible for making hats. Lids also sells jerseys and stuff like that. So he's a co-owner now. I don't know the exact percentage, but he has some kind of ownership in it. So what do you guys think about that?
I think it's a great move for Meek. I mean, that's always a good move.
It's a good money move.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just trying to get away from hip hop and get out the industry.
No,
right?
I think it's just a good way to. Hey, listen, when you're making money, you want to invest in things. That's how you establish yourself as an entrepreneur, and I mean, follow the footsteps of Hove.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he kind of set the blueprint. But I was thinking about it. I don't got to know the guy's name, but the owner of the Sixers, he owns the Fanatic series, which is like all the jerseys and stuff like that. So if you want to buy basketball jerseys, he's the owner of it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, do you think maybe he hooked him up with the connection, possibly?
It's possible.
I mean, hats, apparel. He's into the apparel business. They're really good friends. He's trying to get him legit.
He said he's the owner of the Sixers?
He's the owner of the Sixers.
It's Philly.
Right, so. I mean, they're really good friends. Like, he came and he got him. He picked him up from the court. I mean,
Because of Meek's situation, he's been networking with a lot of people from like
exactly.
all different kind of ventures and everything.
Even Robert Kraft, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So you don't know who put him on. You know, everybody.
Good for him.
Right now.
Good for him.
Yeah, shout out to him. And
he deserves it, man. He deserves it.
And he has a documentary or a biopic. I don't know what it is coming out on Amazon.
I think it's like a biopic, a documentary of himself.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna watch that, and then we'll give you some feedback when that shit finally drops.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
All right, so big shout out to Meek, man. Congratulations, man. Keep doing your thing. So moving on. I was asking you guys off air, do you guys smoke hookah or or vapes or anything like that?
Yeah.
I tend to like. I used to like the hookah thing, the hookah vape. Wow,
Like at a like going to a lounge with a hookah?
no, they had like the little
In the
vapes.
pen.
Oh yeah. My friend had
Remember what was it,
Your
Dixie?
Dixie,
That shit, yeah.
your pixie stick.
Yeah, that shit's dope.
Pixies.
Yeah.
What?
It's like. Yeah.
I've been roasting this guy.
Yeah, oh, since he came in, he's always bullshit. No, they used to have
You
like,
came in roasted and now you
don't
gotta
remember
roast.
that joke on New Year's? With the, one of us, I don't know if it was me or my man D. Shouts to D. Happy birthday. I don't know if we were smoking a vape pen and you came in with your fucking fruity ass vape pen. That shit is the most.
Shit, that's throwback.
That
son.
shit had
Tastes good though.
Kool-Aid.
It tastes good, though.
It tastes amazing, but it tastes like fruit.
Yeah, he was
And we
cool,
were
yeah.
smoking some
Pixie
shit, so we were like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was good.
And we smoked and we were like, what is this fruity ass shit? So we were saying all
Pixie-
night
yeah,
that he
yeah.
was smoking on a pixie stick.
Yeah, got it.
I
remember
don't
that.
know.
No, that's
Doesn't
about-
do
that's-
anything
that's
for
gonna be-
me.
But yeah, like I used to do the hookah things, and then if you wanted, they got the marijuana. They had the CBD shit you talk about.
CBD.
Smoke that. But the e-cigs, that's how it first started exploding with the e-cigs. And I don't know if you.
They're not made by Samsung, right?
No, so the e-cigs, that's the electronic cigarettes.
Them shit's made in China. You can't even sue nobody.
Yeah, well, them shits, whatever.
Them shit,
They've
son,
been exploding.
Samsung blow up. You know I can make a phone call.
They've been exploding in people's pockets. They exploded in some guy's face. So people are kind of scared of it. They're already banned in like stadiums and events. You can't bring them inside. But now the first U.S. city, San Francisco, has completely banned it from being used anywhere in the whole city. So I don't know if that's going to be a trend that continues. But
Hopefully not. I really like walking around my little vape here and there.
yeah, well,
It's very discreet.
And then they say if
It's
it's a certain.
odorless.
I mean, with it.
well,
do
it
we know
said
if it's a certain
E6. I don't
kind?
know if it's vapes. It just says E6. So specifically
That'll be
cigarettes.
next though. 'Cause them shits I have seen a
But
few
those are blowing up
posts
too?
with-
Those are
yeah,
blowing
I've
up too?
seen a few posts. with
Because
it.
I mean,
This is blown up
I'll
in
try to
people's
post
faces.
I'll put some pictures there. You guys can see somebody's.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
showed you
graphic.
right when
Yeah,
the
it was
guy's
pretty
mouth
graphic.
exploded.
Yeah.
So either way, I guess I don't know. I guess if it's gonna save lives or save people from getting hurt, fuck it. You shouldn't be smoking
Sucks to
anyway.
be you E6 people.
We
Back
don't
to,
even know the effects of them anyway.
well, the thing is that with shit like that, it's gonna take years to find out what it really causes. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I did it for a little while. Hopefully, I don't affect
I'm
me
gonna
later
get you
on.
high as shit.
Yeah, well, since we're talking about high, it leads to my next topic in the
Uh-oh.
Yes to the Street. Illinois. Illinois has been the latest state to
manual
legalize
applause
the
for that.
use of marijuana.
Do you know the
Coming
count
down,
now?
baby. It's
Do you
coming
know the
down
count?
east.
Are you keeping like a tally on the count, like how many states that is now?
No, I
A
think
lot.
no, I think Louis is waiting for it to come to New York.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
I
been
don't know.
decriminalizing, but then when it comes to New York, it's like, yeah, that's all I care
I'm
about.
kind of on the fence. Let's see. I hope they don't ruin it.
Well, I don't think it's gonna pass this year. It'll
I
probably
would
pass
really
next year.
like to see the revenue that could come from our city having it.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
amazing.
gonna be, but it's gonna be
We should
fucking.
never have
it's
another
the
pothole
fucking-
ever.
I'm pretty sure Williamsburg is gonna become like the place to do it. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like. the
Yeah, that's because there's
place
not
to
hippies
do
over there
it.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with hippies. It's the ambiance, whatever that word is.
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went to the Apple store there yesterday. If you guys don't know, the reason that we've been delayed with the show, we had technical difficulties with the computer, but we got it fixed. I went to the Apple store and it's like a different fucking world. Like the whole like by the Apple store, it has like Sephora's.
Yeah.
They have like a Whole Foods.
Yeah,
Of
I
course,
know
a
all that is.
Starbucks. Like with gentrification, if you guys don't know, our last episode was about gentrification. We like actually elaborated on this, but that whole area is like
All over Bedford.
gentrified to the fucking millionth power.
Yeah, they
He
got
loved
an
it.
Equinox over there.
Yeah, but I think
Was
Williamsburg was probably the first part of Brooklyn that was gentrified.
Where is that?
Coney
Where is
Island,
that
I would
apple?
say.
Where is that?
Coney Island,
Where's
quicker-
that apple?
quicker than Williamsburg.
I don't know. I mean, they did Coney Island over.
Yeah, but they couldn't get rid of the project. I don't know. And I mean, the Disney
They
deal.
cleaned it up.
It did, but the Disney deal fell through as well. That was supposed to
Yeah.
Disney World. I think Williamsburg, because there's very few bad areas in Williamsburg now.
Yeah.
There's
but-
still shitty ass areas in Coney Island.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Yeah,
there's
it
still
is. Yeah,
shitty
yeah,
ass
yeah.
fucking. In Williamsburg,
they did put money into it first.
yeah,
though,
and then you
but-
have the pier now. There's a pier there.
What?
So-
In Coney Island?
No,
I was about to say they've been a pier.
No, in
in
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg, it's really nice too.
Domino, yeah, Domino
forgot
Park
what
over
I-
there. A lot of shit over there is nice, bro.
Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about.
That
Yeah, you
shit
were
is a
talking about-
tourist attraction now.
Yeah, dude,
We're talking about the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah, no. So you spoke about smoking weed around there. Yeah, I think that could definitely see that happen. Like I went over there and I had my kids and stuff like that. There
Not
wasn't
the
my
High
kids
Line.
around.
They just finished it, so.
Yeah. All right, so let's just finish.
I've never been to the Highline.
Actually, no, I don't think I've been to the Highline.
Oh my goodness.
Brooklyn. We can go to the west side of
gotta
Manhattan
go
unless
to-
we gotta go to court.
That may be a 2-to-1 trip. We should probably go do that shit.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, when they legalize marijuana, then we'll see what's up. My question, that's my next
Awesome. We
question.
go fucking the Highland. We get to see.
I can watch you too.
We get to see the city and not hear Jack End. Holy shit.
Yo, he's on the fucking road today. Talking about legalization of marijuana, Nevada is now not allowing employers to fire their employees if they have positive marijuana tests.
But it's legal there.
Not in all Nevada. Only
not
in like
only-
Vegas and certain areas it is, but not the whole state.
Oh, really?
Now Illinois, should they follow that same thing?
I don't know. It's so like that gets complicated.
Wait, explain that again.
You were in this part of the area that
So if
like
it's
like
legal-
kind of like
No, so-
Amsterdam, where it's like only in the red light district.
I think something like that. But let's say Nevada is. Let's say I'm wrong. And Nevada's whole state. Just to bring it up, if I'm a private owner of a business and I don't want my employees smoking marijuana, isn't that up to me? Shouldn't the government not be able to jump in? Because that's what they're
You
saying.
gotta know your job, but hey, if you need that job, you gotta just.
No,
get a
but that's
fake
what they're
date.
saying. The Nevada Commission or Nevada, sorry, the state is saying that they don't want employers firing employees for positive marijuana exams.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a private owner and I don't want my fucking employees coming and stone out their mind or whatever, should I have a right to say you
Well,
can't
yeah,
do
no,
this?
I don't
Well, I
think.
think
you know what?
that would just be misconduct. I don't know that necessarily like.
It's
know,
just
you're
like
passing
drinking.
it to-
You don't want
yeah,
your
that's
employees
exactly
to come
that's exactly
drink
what I was
on you.
thinking.
Yeah, but if I'm a fucking
You can't come to work drunk, but maybe you can. You
You
certainly.
could.
yeah, I don't know about you
You
just
just can't tell
take
your
a
boss
cut.
you
You just take a
drunk.
You're not supposed to, guys.
You can't be
Not
smelling
supposed
like
to.
Not your therapist. Come here. Come here.
Ray just fucked up. What is your problem? All right.
Man up, bitch. We never see Rachel like that.
All right,
Never,
so
never,
I don't
never.
know. I don't know if we said it, but we're doing something. I don't know. We're doing something different for this episode. We're using the Talk to Us IG as the main topic of the episode. I don't
Yeah,
know
this was such a good topic that we decided it was something that we thought we could make a whole episode of.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you my last topic of Ears to the Street, and then we'll just get into Talk to Us IG and get us right into our main topic. And this is a segue into it. I don't know if you guys saw it. Mello was on a yacht with a young lady laying down. The paparazzi saw it and they're fucking running with it. Actually, I can't say I don't know if you guys saw it. You guys did see it. I showed you guys.
Yeah, you should be.
Do you think he was cheating?
All we see is a picture.
Okay, Lou.
Yeah, well, based on the pictures that you showed me, I'm gonna show right here to you two the ones.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Now, Mello has come out and said that the woman is married. He was with other people on the boat. That it's wrong for them to do that because now he has to explain to his wife and his son about something that was business oriented, and that this woman has to explain herself to her family too.
Address this one time and one time only, and I'm really only addressing it for my family. Keep my family out this, man. I'm over here trying to do my business retreat. I'm over here trying to have a good time. I'm on the boat with some friends. Them people are married, man. They don't got nothing to do with anything. Y'all trying to y'all exposing somebody's wife, y'all exposing somebody's kids, all that. Like, come on. Leave that alone, man. That ain't cool. Now I gotta deal with that. I gotta deal with that with my son. I gotta deal with that with my wife. That ain't cool, man. That's not cool at all. Let them people live. All them blogs that's trying to put that out there, that shit is not cool at all. It's not cool at all. Let that family be their family. They married. Let them people be them people. Man, them people some real discreet people, man. Y'all put them people out there like that. They don't be in the world like.
Are we buying it?
I mean, from the pictures, yeah, it does look a little sus.
Because there's only them there.
Yes, there's only them there. You only see them, but that's, I mean, that stage. It's only like one snip of the entire thing, so it's really not fair to really go off on that.
And that woman didn't necessarily have Lala, like, she didn't have anything on Lala.
Yeah, she doesn't look as good as Lala. I mean, if you're gonna cheat, well, you gotta cheat up, not cheat down, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And then you have
And
money.
I don't
especially
cheat.
going home to Lala and getting caught with that. Like, this Mello? This is what you cheating on me with? Like, I would be embarrassed for myself.
I don't know why, but when you said this, I thought of this girl is on fire.
That bitch was on fire.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
She was looking, bro.
So, I don't think I'm all.
Yo, you
I'm
hit
pro
that
relationship.
note, blood.
Yeah, I'm
Do it again, do it again.
This girl is on fire. Oh my God. Don't get me started karaoke right now. Give me all karaoke. It's on fire. Good. So give me the
You're in a
last
musical
candy.
mood today. You definitely are in a musical mood today.
I told you that wasn't gonna last. You should have ate your Krabby
It's all right,
Patty.
it's all right, it's all
I
right.
got more. I have
That shit
more.
got 2-1.
I got more. Yeah.
2 to none.
All
I'm good.
right, guys.
later.
So yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going.
How about we get to the talk to the IG? What's the
So-
main topic?
So
What's up,
yeah,
Rach?
so that makes you wonder if he was cheating.
He was not.
Well,
I think we all agree, right? Three
yeah,
of us.
we're saying we kind of think it's not. Well, you can't really go off just those pictures, but that makes you wonder, like, why if someone was cheating, you know, and they were married, what's the point? What's the point of being married if you're gonna cheat?
But why do people cheat? How about that? Like, what do you think? What do you think? Yeah, all right. Let's start off with that. So, all right. So, guys, we're going right into it. Talk to us, IG. Chris, Nice Crew. We'll get to you. We're actually gonna call him in a little bit. He's gonna give us his opinion on his marriage
Appreciate
still a
you,
go.
bro.
And thank you for the idea. So, you said why do people cheat when they?
Well, what's
That's
the
a generic
okay,
question.
Okay, why do you want to be in a relationship? What makes guys want to be in a relationship? Or let me understand that, because
No, you
I
wanna
feel
sit
like
off?
a lot of times it's more highlighted that guys cheat.
No,
So-
it's more highlighted that guys cheat, but girls do it more often. Do not
Maybe-
get it
whatever-
twisted, because
whatever.
we get caught.
I just said it's more
Hey,
highlighted.
We're
More
dogs and you're
highlighted.
cats. And you know what's the difference between a dog and a cat? Cats know how to hide their shit.
I don't like that
Fantastic.
analogy.
I know,
I'm not a dog.
I'm like, there's good dogs. There's cute dogs. You don't gotta be like a
From
Rottweiler.
a poodle.
No, you're more like a
Um,
no, I'm the Dalmatian.
see, nobody even knew about that, bro. Nobody knew about
Yeah,
that,
we
bro.
digress.
I already think that's let's get serious. So, Lou, what makes us
Why
want
do
in a
men
relationship?
cheat?
No, why do men start off with why do men get in a
What's
relationship?
the motivation to be in a relationship?
The motivation to be into a relationship is to start a family. If you're in a relationship, because you could fuck at any time. I mean, anybody could fuck anything, and you know you don't even have to call it back the next day.
Have sex.
A relationship is a whole. Sex. A relationship is a whole different ballgame, in my book. So
So what makes you want to be in a relationship with somebody? What makes you want to?
it's a lot of things. It's-
only for the point of having a
No,
child.
no, I think he said. I think you were saying what, not just for sex, because that's definitely not that. Because you want to
Nah,
build,
but
you
like
want to build the
if-
foundation. You want to build something, right?
Not only that, you want something different. Some people like fucking every day. So if you sit and think about it, having sex every day is it's the
Kinda
same
crazy
thing over and over, no matter who you do it with. Like it gets to a point eventually where you get sensitized to that shit, and you know you want something like you want.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Though. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll talk about that too with the whole sex thing. I want to answer your question about why do people get in relationships, because I'm like the relationship guru. Like I fucking that's what I get into. I have girlfriends, and then I go on my little fuck spree, and then I end up getting relationships that last 4 or 5 years. And I'm with my beautiful lady now. I'm gonna be soon 10 years. With the sex thing, I think having sex with somebody that you're really into is better than just having just sex. That's I'm just gonna say that briefly.
Agree.
As for relationships, I think you get into a relationship. I don't think nobody necessarily wants to get in a relationship.
I don't think
And I
that's
think if you
I
get, I'm just saying for me, you guys can argue
Okay.
my thing. I think you get with somebody because you like them, and then you see characters in them that you want from somebody, and then you just. It happens organically. It's like I don't go out and say I need a girlfriend or like that. I go out and say I want to have sex with somebody.
But you don't
and
see
then
like people together and like that would be nice. I like the idea of having somebody around, like
This is
companionship.
summertime.
but
That's really
when
funny.
you're going
winter
out-
time, you should change it.
Of course.
Winter time,
When-
all
Cupping
scum
season.
extra. Yeah.
Cupping
Maybe it's
season.
because it's sunny outside, so I'm acting like this. But I mean, you just get outside, so you know. But what I mean is like, all right. So yeah, I see. Let's say I see Lou dating somebody, and I see that he's really into her, and they're holding hands and they're dope, and I'm single. I'm like, oh shit, you know, I kind of want that too. But I'm not going out there looking for that. I'm going out there looking for just somebody that I'm cool with. I can be, because ultimately you want, you know, the person that you want to build with, or do you have a relationship with, you want to be able to be cool with them, be able
Yeah.
to, you know. So when you like, that's why I say you don't really look for a relationship. And if you do, from what I've learned, you normally don't get into one.
No, it's harder.
Like,
I think
if
you're
you're
just
going
not
for a
looking.
rebound, I just broke up with this girl. I need to get another girl. You know, I don't
No,
want-
that's not.
You're not gonna work.
yeah.
Or if I'm like, I'm tired of being single, I want to go be.
Like,
it doesn't
even
work.
just regularly dating.
Yeah,
is,
it's
hard.
like organic. Like you're dating, you're doing you, and a lot of times relationships start where you're fooling around with multiple people, and I'm fooling around with multiple people, and it's not to be judgmental. It's just we haven't found the person we found, and then we start realizing. All right,
So what
I'm
is it
digging this
about the
person more than
what
other
is it
person.
about somebody that makes you want to be with them?
You know, I that's a good question. I guess being comfortable with them, like being able to just be me. Sometimes sometimes you can't. Sometimes we have these masks on with everybody. We talk about we're so real, and then we don't give them everything. But then when we're cool with them, and then you see my whole.
If you
side.
really dig somebody, you won't show them no mask or nothing. None of that,
But that's what I'm saying. But
you know that
but you're-
mask
but
will
you're not doing that
eventually. You know that mask will eventually.
But
if
you're not
really
doing that the
digging
first
them-
day you meet them. Like you're not doing that when I first start hanging out with you. And I'm not saying you're not being real. It's just I'm not giving you all of me. I'm not giving you my whole. You're not getting the whole Jack. You're just getting Jack.
A man has no
You know, you're not getting
face.
the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right,
and I think both people about that because whether we want to admit it or not, we're defensive in the beginning.
Sure, everybody is. We're
Whether
always
you
guarded
heard
a
or not,
little
you're
bit.
just like, I don't know if I want to give you.
I don't know about mask. Maybe like I don't know about putting mask.
Guarded,
in front
guarded.
to
I'd say
people.
guarded.
Say
Guarded.
mask, I mean,
Guarded
what-
is a great word.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come out and be like, hey, hi, how are you?
I mean,
Like,
I
Okay,
mean,
but
what
what
you
makes
see
you
is
want
what
to
you get.
take?
I
What
want to
makes
see
you
what you get.
like? How do you know? How? Okay, so when you're dating someone, whatever it is that you're doing with somebody, whether you're doing it with other people and whatever, and then you just happen to find somebody that you're like, this one I think I want to wife up. Like, what makes? How do you know that? Like, what makes you kind of
Okay.
get that
Before we do that, what is your take on relationships? Like you said, what makes you want to have a relationship? What would make you want to have a relationship?
oh, the tides have turned.
Because it got to go both ways. We're giving the male's point of view. I want to know female's point of
it's
view.
fine. I definitely think companionship is a big thing.
But what do you look for in companionship? Like, what do you?
You want to look for somebody that you can talk to, like a friend. Like I'm the kind of person.
Cool
who-
with, right?
okay. No. What I'll say is, I will elaborate. I'll agree that it's somebody cool, but like I look for like you have to be like best friends with the person.
Comfort, like comfort. That's what I'm saying.
Best
like,
friend. I gotta be able to talk to you like I can talk to my best friend. I gotta be able to like have a conversation with you like I can talk. Like you're just anybody else that I feel that kind of that loyalty for, that devotion for.
So, what is the definition of a relationship, Lou? Like, what does that mean?
Relationship?
Yeah, like what? Speaking of, what is the definition of a relationship? Then?
We could Google that, but my definition
Don't
of
Google.
a
No, I mean, like what? 'Cause
my definition of relationship is when a man. We have different kind of relationships, right?
No, but what-
Well,
I
I don't know.
like-
I don't know
boyfriend
if
and
relationship is a
girlfriend.
good question. I think.
Yeah,
What is
'Cause I could be,
commitment? What's the
like
commitment?
monogamy and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I was about to say, you want to hear my
So that's-
dream
that's what I'm saying,
relationship?
that's what a
That's what you
What's the
want to
level
hear?
of commitment you want?
What is your dream relationship?
I already told you this before.
You're probably gonna say, okay, go ahead. What's
What
your
am I
dream-
gonna say?
No, go ahead. I don't
What am I
know.
gonna say?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to guess. Go ahead.
I mean, my dream relationship, which is not realistic because it's not probably what your shit is. That's what I'm saying. So you gotta be more specific
No,
to
so
the question.
so what is your? Go ahead. I want to know.
I wouldn't mind having 2 wives.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Well, we've had this
But is that
conversation.
realistic?
Some
To
people.
society, with the society we live in, it would be
There's
shut
some
down.
societies that it's okay.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
not yeah, of course.
I can't
of
say
course.
society.
All right.
It's not.
Well,
It's
there are
not.
people that are out there completely polyamorous
Yeah,
and like have thruples.
My mom's
and
as
open
cool, as laid back as
relationships.
my mom's is. If I be like, "Ma, I got 2 girlfriends," she'll be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but that's not your mom's.
If they're
that's
okay
just
with
on
it,
you.
they know about each other. Hey, we have that whole reality show.
Nah, my
Sister
mom's a
Wives.
probably-
It's not
My mom's
ordinary.
probably
I'm-
both.
how
My
about
mom's
this? It's
probably
not
both.
ordinary. It's out of the ordinary.
Pray for my son.
that doesn't mean
he
it's
got
wrong.
2 wives.
Right? That's what I mean. It's not. It's not ordinary. But
Actually,
it's
I don't know that it's not ordinary. I think it's been going on for years.
No, but I'm saying
Concubines have
when
been
you look at
around
something
for a
that's
long time.
out of the ordinary, right? Ordinary means it's your norm. It's not the norm. So the
Yeah.
norm would be boyfriend and girlfriend, girlfriend and girlfriend,
not
boyfriend and
mainstream.
boyfriend. It's not like that. So
But it's slowly creeping.
yeah, it's not like it's not like it's unpopular. It happens. And yeah, I mean, as a man, I'm not gonna lie. I would probably like to take that on too. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. And it's not even about. I
Two
think
women?
Didn't we have this conversation?
2 women?
We've had this conversation. It's not that I don't think it's not that I would not be able to handle it sexually or it's like, I think it's more of an I don't know if I'll be able to handle it emotionally. And I swore we had this conversation on here again.
Not with me.
Yeah, we did.
We did, remember?
Episode 26.
Yeah, we did.
But-
All right, so you
I
gotta watch
wasn't
the
here
show.
for some.
Well, pretty much.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Pretty much what we were saying is, my argument with him was, I don't want to deal with 2 fucking women's fucking personalities.
I was just gonna
Like,
say the same
it's
thing, though. You
Fucking
really
2
wanna deal
strong
with-
personalities.
yeah.
In a perfect world, they would get along, and then it'll be
But
great.
that's the idea. Like there are people out there that really.
I know,
truly make it
but
work.
you have to have the personality for it.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
have
if-
to be polyamorous.
I don't know
So you
if
have to be
I
into
don't know
that.
my personality.
What's your what's
You
your
like the fantasy idea of it, but I don't think you can handle
No,
the
no,
reality.
I like
of it.
I like the idea of
You like the fantasy of it. You don't like the reality.
No, I actually like the reality too, but I'm being
Because
very.
reality also means there's not always that bad
It's not.
part.
It's not about sex. It's about.
The bad part's going to be part of the reality.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know.
You gotta hear.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to handle
Clean the
me.
dishes twice.
I don't know if I'm. It's gonna be tough.
You're
But-
always with her.
Yeah, there. See, like,
You give her more attention
yeah,
than me.
they- like that right there.
But you gotta balance it.
But you got to go through it to understand how you do that. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I would have to speak to
Okay,
somebody
so-
about it. But
so-
relationships in general. So,
So does a relationship have to work just for like one person to one person, like monogamy? Is it?
well, that's why I had a broad question. Like, what is a
The
relationship?
only
Is
reason I
relationship
would
to you
be
mean
faithful
monogamy?
to my woman. Hold on. The only reason why I would be faithful to my woman is because I don't want her to be not faithful to me. If that's
So
So that's the
a
thing.
real
So
answer.
is that's the kind of like the key thing there. Like that's what's gonna make me want to like, you know what? I'm gonna hang up, my jersey for this one because I don't
I
want her
wouldn't
to, I don't want
accept-
her
I
to be
wouldn't be
with
able to
anybody
feel the
else.
pain that-
I feel like I don't want her to be with anybody else, and so therefore I don't want to be with anybody
Yeah,
else.
absolutely.
That makes
That's
a
me.
shit ton of sense.
I know it
No,
does.
and it's that's a selfish thing, but it does make a shit ton of sense.
Like I don't even want to risk it. I don't even want to.
Because I don't
So-
even want to think about you being with somebody else.
Yeah.
But again, when I was talking about the relationship thing, what is the relationship? Like, what is your definition of relationship? Is it being monogamous with one person, or with in your case, you
I
want
would
two
say
people? Two
being
people?
monogamous with one
So
person.
so you say, all right, I'm dealing with.
Traditionally,
That's the
traditional.
religious. Yeah, I was just about to
That's
say
what I mean.
that.
So
The
so
religious
if
thing.
it so then your question would be, what would make you want to be monogamous with one person?
Yeah.
So that would be the question that I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Committed.
there we
The
go.
same thing.
Okay,
Committed.
Oh, committed. But
Committed to
think
one
as
person.
human beings,
Committed.
I
but
think
that's-
as
but when
human
I say
beings,
committed,
hold on,
I
as-
could be committed to you and be sleeping with someone else. So
No,
I-
no, 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 no,
the
no, committed is one
So,
person.
is the commitment? Is that
Yeah,
the,
commitment
we're
is one
defining as
person.
commitment being monogamous
One-
to whatever situation
If
I'm
I'm
in.
committed to you, I'm only committed to you.
But I'm saying, like, if Lou is saying I have two, right, and I'm committed to them, that means I can't go out of them. So my relationship, the monogamy and the commitment is into the situations that I'm in. So whether it be two or one or whatever, what would make you do that? I think it goes, like I said, it goes back to the comfort level. Like I have to feel like, you know what? Why would I want to be with her or be with?
Rachel,
There's something
taking,
more than
Rachel,
just-
you taking some kind of psychology or something. Is it true that men? I think that men are not meant naturally. We're not meant to be with one person and reproduce with. I think men are supposed to be, our true nature is, rah 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 rah, and our true
Spread the
nature
seed.
is to reproduce.
I think
So
humans
do you
want to
agree
reproduce.
with that?
No, I don't. Humans want to reproduce. I don't know that maybe on some level that was the case, but I think we evolve, and I think that's the thing that I'm saying is that I think we've evolved. We have a different reason for
What,
wanting
the
to get married.
phones with porn in them?
We have a different reason now for getting married. Now it's not about a need. It's about a choice.
That makes sense.
It's a choice.
don't get me started because women are everything.
I choose to want
Pro-choice.
to be with this person because I enjoy
But then,
you.
what
and
makes
I-
you make that choice?
I
Rachel?
said, well, there's a lot
That's
of
a
reasons
lot.
that
To
could
me,
make
it's the
me.
vibe. It's this.
Listen, together you and I are a really power couple.
Okay.
My money, your money, we could really take over the world. I like that idea.
But then, what if I can't get intellectual? I can't get into your head.
You wouldn't
What
feel.
if-
You
what-
wouldn't
what-
feel that
what-
way.
what-
You
no,
wouldn't
I
get
mean,
that
that might be
far.
the only reason, but that could be
what about this, ladies? Let's just throw this out the window. What if sexually I can't get to you? What if I?
I think you have to come on multiple levels. You have to check the boxes. You have to check the boxes.
But
you have to know what your boxes
how
are.
many boxes have to be checked?
You have to know what your
No pun
boxes are.
intended.
You have to know.
No pun intended.
You have to know what your boxes are, and you have to know that they're being checked.
So
we have good conversations. We have the same sense of humor. We intellectually on the same level. We have the same values. Sexually we vibe. All those kind of things have to be there.
now, can you
Chemistry, connection.
can you teach someone how to vibe with you sexually? Like,
Yes.
let's say you get with someone and let's say their package is not there for you. It's just not. It's not. It happens. Either it may be too big or too small, too whatever. It's just not there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remedy that issue because they have great vibes? and
If
they
they're
have,
willing to learn,
that's what I'm saying.
and you're willing to teach.
But then, if you if
If you really love somebody and it's
are
like,
you gonna even go there? Like, are you even gonna take it to the next level if you can't be satisfied?
I think you can learn to satisfy.
Okay. I don't. I mean, from a male point of
We
view.
are in the age of the internet, my friend.
Yeah, but from a,
There's so many things you can bring in.
I'm saying from a male point, of view,
Yeah.
it's not really hard to satisfy. It's just do certain things. So from a female point of view, you guys are so
Complex.
complex. You know.
I knew that's what you're thinking.
Besides that, there's other things that can get you guys going, and for us, it's not necessarily all that.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just saying,
So-
so it would be a lot harder. So
I mean, sexuality is a big piece of it. Of course, I do think like attraction is the thing that's always going to draw you in.
attraction is our next show, by the way. Next show, soon as
So
next
I
show,
think-
attraction is going to be in it.
Yeah, I think I think that's the vibe is gonna lure you in. It's not gonna keep you in.
Okay, so now you have let's say you go the correct route, not like the Puerto Rican route where you're with somebody because they just got pregnant and you have their baby, whatever. So let's say you go the correct route. You meet the person you want. You feel this person. You're in a relationship. I'm Puerto Rican.
I'm
by
not
the way.
Puerto Rican, but I
trying to
still feel
disrespect
offended
people.
by
that. I'm Puerto Rican. My whole, whatever. And I didn't mean that for me, by the way. I'm happy with where I'm at.
Watch when
And it
you
wasn't
leave
because of my
this
kids. Oh
building
my
tonight.
God, I'm getting stabbed for that. Do I have to edit that? Nah, I'm not editing it. Fuck it, I'm leaving it alone. I'm probably gonna edit it, right? This is the last show featuring Jack.
Guys, we're in trouble.
I'll come with a black guy the next episode. I'll make sure Zoe doesn't watch this episode. But no, it's not even like that. All right, so you got the relationship. You're compatible. You vibe. Your vibe is
So-
great. Everything's great. What's the next step?
So do you think? Okay, so what makes you want to go to marriage? Is it necessary to go to marriage? Because if you have everything you need in your relationship and things are good, if it's not broke, why fix it?
No. In New York City, the best thing for you to be is a single mother. You get all kinds of benefits.
On that note, I'm gonna call my friend Pat. He's the Chris Nice crew. I'm gonna call him and we're gonna ask him about.
Do you think our values are still there? Do you think it's about we still value the importance of being in a marriage?
I mean, he's married.
From a religious
So
perspective.
he's married. He's religious.
Okay.
He's a Christian. He goes to church, I believe, twice a week.
So we're gonna know.
He has super values. If he picks up the phone, which we never have luck with calling people that pick the phone.
Yo.
Hello. Oh, what up, Pat? How you doing? You're on the show, 2 to 1.
Welcome.
Welcome.
What's going on?
Yeah,
What's
my
going
co-hosts.
on?
We got Lou and we got Rachel here.
Hello.
So we're
What
talking.
up, Lou?
What's
What up,
going
y'all?
on? What's going
and
on?
Rachel, of course.
Thanks for being
Hi.
on.
The lady, the 2 to 1. So we were like talking about emphasizing on relationships as a whole and what makes people click and vibe, and we come to the conclusion that it's what makes people want to be monogamous is kind of a vibe, trust. Actually, we didn't say trust, by the way, but just pretty much you're comfortable with somebody. So
I did. I said loyalty,
loyalty, commitment. So
devotion.
our next question was actually what you had brought up for the Talk to Us IG. You had said, now that you have that relationship and you have that comfort level with this person, now what makes you want to marry them? What makes that a goal? And is that still a goal? So that's why I called you, because I know that you're happily married and maybe you could emphasize on this.
Okay. Well, first again, thank you for having me on the show. For the most part, this is something that I think about often whenever I see a lot of my friends complaining about their current relationships, or the lack of relationships, I should say. You see the posts all the time. Men ain't nothing, women ain't nothing, etc. And it's kind of common nowadays for people to talk like that. But what happens is the positive posts, the ones that's bigging up the actual relationships, you don't see those as much. For me, what clicked for me was the feeling I had with my wife was it was a feeling of compromise. It was never a time in our relationship before we got married that I felt like one was bigger than the other or more important than the other. And then upon us clicking, one of the biggest things was this feeling of support. That's something that comes, if you've been in a relationship longer than a year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. There's a level of support that comes along with, being with the person that you genuinely love. Now, granted, there's a lot of relationships that are built on the wrong things, but when you're built on trust and you're built on, actually wanting to be with the person, what happens is it doesn't feel like you, it doesn't feel like her, it doesn't feel like him. It feels like us. It feels like we. So that's why you see people, numerous times talking about when relationships don't work out, they say things like, she wasn't with him shooting in the gym, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And those are the moments that make the relationship worth it. When you look back at those moments when you, so for, shooting in the gym, it's like this is the person that held me down when I didn't have nothing, or when I just had a dream, she helped me make it a reality. So, you know, unfortunately today it's not as common for people to think about that type of stuff.
So when did marriage become a goal of yours? I mean, were you always thought that eventually you'll be married, or was it when you met your lovely wife that you said, all right, you know, my goal now is to marry this woman?
When I was younger, it was like, you know, it was cool. Like, you know, I'm 35, and I remember being younger, seeing images of the picket white fence and the dog, you know, happy family type of thing, and that was a cool thing. You know, that was something to aspire to. Nowadays, that's not the case. You know, you got the mindset is, you know, I'm not catching feelings, and my fallback game is like this, and all kinds of stuff like that, as opposed to like, you know, I actually have somebody that, you know, I can't wait to get home to at the end of the day. So with my wife, you know, we were together for about a year and change, and we were inseparable. You know, a lot of people, you know, questioned it because we were always together. You know, usually it's like, dang, don't you need a break? But it was like, if we had a little break, something fell off.
He's on Smash. That bullshit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then something just clicked. It was like, you know, I know her more than I know, you know, anyone else. And this feeling, it isn't something that I've had before. You know, it's like when you're younger and you try to explain love to somebody, it's one of the hardest things to explain. But when you've been through it, you know, and you get a little older and you can compare it to past relationships, then it all starts to make sense.
Gotcha.
And with her, it was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you over here getting me teary-eyed. Guys, you have any questions to ask Pat before we let him go?
Before you do, what advice you got to the youth that are probably thinking about
youth,
getting married early?
Don't get him started. This is the youth master right here. What's up,
Let's
Pat?
go,
Go ahead, Pat. Here's on.
Well, I mean, I'm an advocate for love. You know, I'm an advocate for the youth, and I do feel like it's one of the things that's missing. You know, not to get too deep on it, but what happened was once upon a time, you know, in our community, the Black and Spanish community, marriage was a huge part of it. Mm-hmm. You know, if you look back into the 60s, you know, we had a large percentage of our people who owned the businesses and were in relationships married. You know, nowadays that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of looked down at to be in a lasting relationship. Yeah. You know, so when I see young people and they're in love, you know, you definitely want them to experience things before they put all the eggs in one basket, you know, and I don't want that to come out the wrong way. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I definitely don't down any young person who feels like, you know, they might have found the one, you know, because we all have to go through that because you need something to compare it to. Yep. How do you know it's the one if you never even, you know, experienced nothing?
All right, so Rach, do you have you have a question for Pat or?
I don't think so. I think I'm good. I think that was.
Yo, thank you, Pat.
Yeah,
I really
appreciate
that. We appreciate that.
All right, brother love, man. Hopefully the next pick somebody up this weekend, man. If they do, I'm gonna be blowing up your phone.
Yeah. Yo, y'all keep doing your thing, man.
All right, Pat. Good talking to you, man. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you and we appreciate the topic, man.
You're ready.
All right, later.
Wow, that was deep. That was
we weren't even mentioning.
That was good.
Now this is a brother that he was one of the guys I would hang out with, and I'm not gonna put his business out there because he's married now. But we were out there. We both would hang out a lot, and you know, he met this young lady, and he made a 360 turn. Now, before he met this young lady, he wasn't really looking for it. I mean, he didn't tell me this, but just by the vibe we were hanging out and stuff like that, and he met her, and like I said, they got married.
I think it sounds like a little bit of a unique story. I don't know that everybody is capable of doing that.
I mean, but this is this goes back to what I was telling you about.
Or maybe not.
Not looking,
could be wrong.
like really not looking, like when he was telling me the story about how they met. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't remember the whole story. I don't want to fuck it up. But it's pretty much you meet somebody and like the person I'm with now, we got together and our relationship was fucking terrible in the beginning. Like it was really rocky, and I think it was rocky because our communication sucked. I think that's probably the biggest key to any relationship. Like if you're gonna make a goal with anybody,
communication definitely.
If you're gonna make a goal with anybody, like if I in my brain, because it's between marriage and having kids, right? If you're doing everything by the book, right? Let's say you don't get pregnant early, you're doing everything by the book. It's all right. I meet somebody, I like them, I want them, I want to be with them, I don't want to fuck around on them, right? Because monogamy is what we said, commitment. Next step. The next step is either I'm gonna plan on getting married or we're gonna have a kid. Usually it's supposed to be marriage before the kids. Some people do the kids before marriage.
First
for whatever reason.
Then comes marriage.
Yeah,
Then comes baby and
the
baby
carriage. Everybody knows that saying, right? So, I mean, that's a question. That's a question I would ask you. What would make you say, all right, I met this maybe I want to go there. What would make you?
I see a future.
That's probably the obvious question.
What makes you? What is your idea?
What would make most women say, all right? Because I know everybody's different, but in general, what would say, I want a future with this guy? Do you?
Stop. Well, you know, I think can't speak for every woman, but I think, you know, you can see it. You can see yourself. You really can't imagine your life without that person.
Okay, so, all right, so you know,
Man, you just bigged up yours. Can you see yourself without that person? Do you need a certificate to see yourself without that person?
You segued right into it. You segued right into it. So I'm actually engaged, right? But I'm not in a rush to get married, and I think, you know what? I know she wants to get married tomorrow. I know she tries to act like she doesn't, and she's trying to give me my space. But I don't know if it's because of a cultural thing, and I don't know if Lou, if you could back me up on this. But it's like, I feel like I would live with you. We have children.
We're married.
You're
we're
doing
married.
everything else. You live in every other sense of the word. You're
So-
you know.
So pretty much, I'm not putting it on paper. I'm not saying let's get married. So
But do you feel like that's giving you a way out?
there is no way out. She has kids with me, and I'm going to be dealing with her for the rest of my life.
That's not necessarily true. We had a whole episode on co-parenting. So, I mean, we could say that
I know, but-
having children doesn't mean you have to be together.
Correct, but I mean, we have to be able to deal with each other. Because remember, I have women that I have children with.
So do you think that there's a greater pressure if you're married to stay together?
I think there should be a correlation between getting married and building a future with somebody. Because I don't know if you necessarily need to get married. All right, so the question was,
That
is
ring
marriage
changes
a
everything,
goal?
though.
Is marriage a goal, right? My answer to that is no.
Okay. No?
No.
Because you don't think it's a goal.
What about you?
I think it can be a goal, yeah. And I think
Not can. I want it to be a definitive answer.
if it's my goal or
no,
is
not
it...
your goal. Should
Yeah,
marriage
what
still
was
be
your
the
goal?
goal of a relationship?
It absolutely can be, yeah.
You say can.
Should.
I want a definitive.
I don't say shoulds. I don't say shoulds or woulds, but it can.
God.
Rachel, of course, babe. Of course we know it can. Of course. Like for
No,
me.
no, no, no. That's my answer. That's my answer
I-
to it because yes, it can still be a goal,
I-
and it
So maybe.
should, and it shouldn't necessarily go
I
away.
believe- listen, I plan on-
You know,
I-
listen. Do I think? I don't know that you need marriage to stay faithful because people cheat when you're in a relationship, whether you're married or not. But
People
know,
put you on their
but I think that
fucking
there's.
Facebook
I still think that there's some. Okay, so maybe I'm like old school. Maybe I'm a little like romantic or whatever, or maybe it's because I'm female and I've been led to kind of have that kind of like fantasy of like, you know.
Yeah, we
of
already heard that
marriage,
before.
You
but,
know,
A
but
guy promises you things that he got to pay you for the rest of your life. Yeah, remember the
No,
Nicolas
no,
Cage
no,
episode?
no,
Remember the Nicolas
no.
Cage episode?
no,
You remember that, right?
fairy tale of
Yeah,
you
okay.
find the one, and I
got
still
you.
want to believe
4
that
days
there's somebody
married.
out
Yeah.
there for me. I want to believe that there's a soulmate for me. I want to feel that like
Soulmate. Do you believe in soulmates?
Stop.
All right, okay, all right.
Joshua.
Okay, good.
The person that's gonna marry you don't believe
Finish
it's
my
soulmate.
No,
thought.
finish the list. I'm sorry. Good.
I'm telling you, my.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I apologize. Before Rachel curses me out.
I'm gonna be as red as blue here in a second.
All right, so I'm sorry. You want to believe this soulmate?
Yeah, I want to believe that there's somebody there for me that I do feel connected to that way, and that does want to spend their life with me. They want to grow old with me. They want to, whether we have kids or not, whatever it is. I want to believe that that's the choice there, that we both want that, right? It's not about, I need to get married, I have to get married. It's I want to get married. That's why I said before, it's a choice. So yeah.
But okay, I'm all right. When I said, and I don't know if me and you are on the same page with this. When I said is marriage a goal, I want to get married. I'm going to get married. Let's not. I put a ring on my fiance's finger. I plan on marrying her. I'm not saying that.
I want to be there.
So yeah, of course
So
you guys
and I'm
definitely
saying,
be
yeah,
invited.
it is a
We might do a
goal,
2-to-1 show at
But
the
you
wedding.
don't think it
No,
should be a
but
goal.
I don't think it should be a goal. And to comment on what you
Then
said.
what are we doing it all for?
No, to comment on what you said.
For everybody else.
No. What if I want to be with you forever, but I just don't want to marry you? I don't want to get married, but I want to be. Goldie Hawn and the other guy, what's his
Kurt
name?
Russell.
They've been together for fucking 40, 50 years, and they haven't got married.
Listen,
Some people just don't believe in marriage. But if I'm with you, should that be a goal? I have to marry you. That's the goal.
All right. So
if
then
I wanna be
let
with
me
you forever?
retract that and say this, and let me edit that and say that it's about the commitment, that commitment to stay in the relationship, and through. We say marriage because we say, the vows, for better, for worse, sickness and health, all that kind of stuff, right? And that's kind of what helps us kind of prepare us mentally in that state. Like, I took that vow, I did that, right? But either way, whether you have the marriage and the marriage license to do that, I think you still need to have that dedication and that mentality in the relationship to do it. Because you have to be able to say, like, I'm here with you through thick and thin, good, bad, sick, healthy,
Gotcha.
all of that.
But all right, I want you to talk. I know me and Rachel kind of go at it. We need you to talk.
I'm enjoying this. It's perfect.
But if we've built together, right? Why does a piece of paper have to justify my commitment to you?
Well, that's the idea. If you just think about it, that all it is a piece of paper. Then that's
It's
the
a
problem.
ring.
That's
It's a
the problem.
ring.
It's not a ring.
It's a
not
contract, right? It's a contract.
Yeah.
So why can't I give you a verbal contract? Why can't I give you something that says
You are, if you're saying, I mean,
gonna
some
be
people
with you
do, and some
forever.
people
FYI,
Some
ladies.
people believe it's a vow. You said it in front of God. You said it in front of Jesus Christ.
Can I tell you something
but
to
that's
the
not what
ladies?
the government says. You still gotta go to the
Can I
fucking
get some advice to the ladies out there? Give some advice to you ladies.
Do we really want to give him an
Real talk. Ladies, if you want less women to holler at your man, tell him to keep his wedding ring at home. All right? Men, you want to get more bitches?
buy a
Wear
fake
your
wedding
ring.
ring? Buy a
Wear
fake
your
wedding
ring.
ring, get married.
I don't know what it is.
You know what's funny? Rhea and Rachel were definitely having that conversation off air.
It's so
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Because
Take it from me, I was married before.
because
I had a wedding ring. I wore it like 6 years after I divorced.
Still
married.
and I'm super faithful.
Because the idea that you would do, because
Didn't know
this
you
is the
noticed
thing
it.
that we buy into, you know. But it's like the idea that you're going to be that's there's like a romance to that. Like
So
an
what
idea.
happens if you do
Tekashi.
get so what happens if, all right, so now all right, let's throw a curveball at it, right? Because you know we got to finish with the show soon. If I put a ring on your finger, then I do fuck up because we're human, and I cheat. We've been together 20 years, and I mess up. Is that all? Is that immediately the void to our marriage?
Not necessarily. That's a personal decision, a personal. You got to be able to work
And vice
on
versa,
it.
the girl too. That's what I'm saying. You got to be able to work around it, right? So, but I messed up on the commitment,
No, you messed up on the faithfulness.
which is the commitment, right? The monogamous.
I'm
Well, whatever. You have to be able to still then be able to work at it and still want to get through it, for better, for worse.
So we have to agree that. I mean, can we agree that relationships are kind of like work, right?
They're definitely hard work.
not with me.
Now, what's the keys to having a good relationship? I know mine is. Mine is easy. I think
Talk.
you know.
God.
Happy wife, happy life. Whatever the fuck you want, leave me alone.
I don't know if that's gonna make a happy wife.
I know. Listen, I'm joking around.
A wife would always fight son of a bitch, but
I think
this
every
motherfucker's treating me
oh
too
my
good.
God,
Something's wrong.
everything. Why you act like a fucking bitch? What do you mean?
man.
I'm just trying to get you flowers. Be like, no. What are you looking for? I'm just trying to be nice. You did something. You did something. What did you do? Because you can't be nice.
You guys have horrible. I don't even know.
These are things that happen at home, Jack.
Yo, you guys are gonna get me kicked out of my fucking house this episode.
Let's
this is
record it.
You're the ones that said it. Such horrible things about
I'm
women. My
editing
God.
a billion. No, I'm not saying horrible things, because you know, at the end of the day, we joke
No,
and
we
we
just
say all
bitch
this stuff.
and we just miserable.
No, listen, we joke and we say these things. I just told you that I'm planning on getting married. I have children. I've been with this woman almost 10 years.
Jack, you said
So
that
what
because
makes
you
it
had
worth
to
it?
say that.
What makes it worth it?
You edited in
wait,
front of
okay.
Zoe.
All right, maybe there's another question.
All right, good.
So
good.
what makes it worth it?
Being-
doing it.
I-
Because if we are
well, this-
established
all right, you know, so
we're going to
this-
establish that we can have the commitment with or without it. So what's the
This may sound.
what's
This may sound. This may
what's
sound.
the cost benefit?
I think this may sound super cheesy. It's worth it because you know that you're building something with somebody you fucking care about, and you know that they got your back like you have their back. So that makes it worth it. It makes it worth it to know that I know that if I got to run into that fire, you'll run in there with me. I know that if we got to pick up this fucking boulder and
No, I want a girl who's gonna tell me, "Don't run into that fire, please. You're gonna burn and die."
That's my analogy, but it makes it worth it because it's one thing to have friends. I have a shit ton of friends. I don't really have a shit ton of friends. I know a lot of people I deal with, and I have some guys that I consider my friends, and I know what they're gonna be. I know how they are for me. But it's different when you're with someone who you're building, like you have
Life
everything with that
with.
person. Yeah. So what makes it worth it is to know that, or at least to think, right? I guess. And for a woman, it's the marriage, like you said. For a man, it's just to know that, man, you got my back.
Sure.
And
You have that
and that's the
person-
hardest, you know, it's for a man, and I think Luke can echo this, it's hard for us to trust a female.
It's not hard for us to trust a man.
I know. I'm saying, but for
Easy.
a guy would cheat. A guy would do a lot of dumb shit because he thinks his girl is doing something stupid, and I know that's really dumb. And I don't know if women do the
Oh
same
God!
way.
Please don't justify. This is a whole
Ah,
other
yeah.
episode.
I'm
This
not-
is a whole
you
can't
other
say that,
episode.
bro.
I'm not saying.
I don't know. When my girl go out, I would she cheat on me. She's cheating on the best.
I'm not saying that would lead me to do it because then that's tit for tat.
Serious.
I'm not
I
like
swear
tit for
to
tat,
God.
but I'm just saying there's situations where that's it. So it feels good to to assume or to think this person that sleeps next to me, this person that I sleep with sexually, that I talk to, that knows everything about me, they got my back. And that's probably my
So
final thought on it.
security.
You know what? That's probably it. That'll probably be. That might be.
Security.
So if we're gonna start from the beginning, what would make me want to build the relationship? Communication, trust, and lust. So I gotta be able to communicate with you. I gotta be able to trust that you won't hurt me, and you gotta be able to fuck my brains out if I gotta speak like Best I Lou. That's how I start the
I
relationship.
don't speak like that.
All right. Oh, you gotta have sex with me until my balls are
There you go.
empty.
Perfect.
Does that sound better?
Allow me to pleasure
that's,
you.
That's what gets
Let me
me.
ask you. Let me ask
So,
you.
hold on, that's what gets me to start the relationship. What makes me want to continue the relationship? Hardship.
Dude.
That we've went through some fucked up things that you've seen me.
So if you
done
do
it,
dirt, you still forgive her. You're still
and
forgive.
I'm not gonna say all of that. But we've hardship. What like
Yeah, for better, for worse.
and
They're
then
gonna win. They're gonna fare the storm and the good weather.
that's it.
Okay.
And then what keeps me there is comfort. I'm comfortable there. I'm happy. I'm comfort and security. So communication, trust, and lust is what sets me there, right? Then what keeps me there is what I told you: the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations, the fact that I may fuck up, you may fuck up. We've been through all this stuff, and then we're still there. And then what makes me want to not go away is security and comfort. That's ballpark. That's how I'm at with a
Does
relationship.
every man grow up to marry their own mother?
Yes.
And I think
so?
yes,
I know, you always wind up marrying someone in your
And I
family.
believe women
some
subconsciously marry their fathers too. It depends who it is, or they marry the male figure that they look to be like their father.
Oh God.
So it goes both ways. I fucking believe that to the fullest power. I know situations where there's people that they don't drink ever.
There may be certain qualities that are within that person that emulate your parents.
I mean, of course, like. Yeah, of course. There's no one that can completely be like your mom or your dad.
Yeah, that's just
whatever.
creepy.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But
Before we do
Go
get
for
out
it.
of here, we're gonna segue into our next episode, which is gonna be on attraction. But I do want to ask you a question based on relationship, marriage, and attraction.
why am I getting all the questions? Give some range.
He's gonna say it to the table. He's saying it to the one. He just we all lean here towards
Let
you.
me not-
You're the sun. We lean towards you.
Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Please don't blow my. Oh no. But what do you think attracts people to you? People, not relationships. We're talking people. People in general. Because our next episode is not going to be on relationships.
All right. So we're gonna say this, and then I guess we're gonna end the show, or we're gonna keep. All right.
I know. We could go down the line. I know what attracts people to my fucking sexy ass.
I don't know. That's an idiot. I
Slow motion?
Rachel, I have to think about this. What people attracts people to you? I have to think about it. I don't know. What attracts people to you? What attracts?
My bomb ass personality.
Dope.
Personality.
You know when I was I don't know.
It doesn't hurt that I'm easy to look at. So
That's what I'm talking about.
listen, I'm confident.
Look at this.
I could say that I'm a good-looking person.
This handsome stuff.
You guys talk
Me, I
about
truly
what you
think.
look all the
I
time.
truly think I'm just like a positive soul, bro. And people just vibe with that and attract to that. You know.
Save that for the next
Oh,
episode.
fucking sexy
Right.
bitch too, but that doesn't help.
Save that for the next episode.
So how do we conclude it? We think it's
I told you what.
we think it's worth it.
So yeah,
Lou,
let's
is it
answer
worth
the
it?
goal. Is marriage the goal?
I would say, for right now, for where I'm at in my life, with my situation, that obviously is the goal. But do I think marriage has to be the goal in someone's relationship? Absolutely not.
I think yes. In some of you, you're gonna always want to end game. You want someone to retire with.
But do you have to marry them to retire? All right, are we gonna go?
That's
all
my.
right,
You
okay.
said what's my.
All right, go ahead.
We've been doing this new thing. So Rachel, we're gonna let you get the.
Wait, we didn't
final.
get your answer. What is your answer?
No,
No, you haven't given your thought, Lou.
No, what
You
is
have to
your-
give
A
your
Why not?
marriage?
Why not?
I think marriage. All right, you want me? All right, yeah, I want my answer. I think marriage is something that was based on religious things. I think the whole concept of marriage started with religion. The reason when I thought marriage was bullshit and disrespected was when I saw 2 gay people try to get married and they couldn't get married, and I think there was when the whole perception and the whole nonsense of fucking the whole system of marriage was showed to me to be corrupt and to be just bullshit. And it's just a way for people to make money, and it's just a way for people to have ceremonies, and for all your fake ass family can be there. And oh my God, just get your girl a ring,
Mike smells
that's-
like
put it
ass.
on her.
I might give you your breath.
My breath smells like.
But is that
No, this is what is it?
but
What
is
is
that
it?
but is that to say that like the idea of a union is not something that you want eventually? Like if you love somebody, you want to spend your life with them.
You don't gotta get married to do that.
If you love,
But you
if
could
you
be.
love me, Rachel, you don't plan to take half my fucking shit.
No.
And get mad at me if I be like, hey, can we sign something that? Come on, Rach.
Rachel, give the
Come
final.
on, Rach.
Rachel, give the final thoughts. Get Rachel. Give us the final thoughts. Take us out.
Well, okay. I do agree that there's a contractual piece of it, absolutely. But I think, you're willing to take. If you really love somebody, you're willing to do all that. You're willing to put that on. You're willing to sign that paper.
Isn't that what they call a leap of faith?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. And on that note.
Thank God I never went to gym. That was never
Thank
good
God
at
I'm too out of
leaping.
shape to
I never like leapfrogs anyways.
Rachel didn't wait for the theme song to go off. Good.
I thought it was going on.
Fuck bitches, get money. No, it's not. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching episode 35 of the 2-to-1 show. Pat, thank you for calling in. Thank you for your insight. Make sure you catch us at 221_show. Once again, I'm your boy, Best Lou. To my right, Rachel. To my left, Jackie. Hit us up on YouTube. Like, don't like, comment, subscribe.
I done seen it all with my dogs. I done went to war with my dogs. Running from the law and tell my mama how I got it, had the money in the drawer.